Hey, it's Lincoln. Welcome back to Forested. In agriculture, we tend to focus strictly on the crops that we're growing for our own use. But there's a whole lot of other plants that can perform supporting functions in an agro-ecosystem that we should be thinking about too, and make sure we grow these supporting plants. One example of a support plant that we grow here at Forested is this Maryland senna. This plant does a couple of important functions that help the whole garden grow better. Number one, it's a legume. You can see from the leaves here, it looks kind of like a bean. This plant is a nitrogen-fixing plant, so it's building fertile soil to help the trees and crops that grow around this spot have a good environment to grow in. And additionally, it supports a big diversity of pollinating insects, many of which you can see on the plant right now, like these bumblebees. It's important to have this diversity of insects around the garden because they pollinate our crop plants, and many of them also help take care of pest problems. Like this little wasp, for example, called Scolia dubia, preys on Japanese beetles, which is really important because the Japanese beetles are really hard on cherry trees, grapevines, aronia bushes, any number of crops. That wasp needs nectar as an adult. It doesn't eat Japanese beetles as an adult, it needs nectar. So by providing a nectar source, we allow that population of wasps to be nice and healthy and strong, which knocks down the Japanese beetle and helps us grow crops without as much crop damage on them. Support plants that you might like to try growing include Anise hyssop, which is a fantastic pollinator support plant. Balm, similarly, black-eyed Susans, Coneflower. All of these things tend to be really easy to grow native plants, and each of them tends to support a slightly different set of insects. So what you want to do, what I try to do anyway, is have as big a diversity of native plants as I can, because they each support different sets of insects. They bloom at slightly different times of year. So the more the diversity, the better in terms of the stability and the resilience of the overall system.